Please continue.
Yes, ma'am. Please continue, ma'am. Please continue.
Okay. Welcome back. Namaste again. I hope you had good lunch. I also had good lunch, and in fact, come back with more energy. So somehow you could have seen my energy on my face, but the thing is, my video is not working, and I'm extremely sorry for that. But mostly I'll be sharing my screen, so even if you don't see me, you have my static photographs in front of you, or maybe you can imagine me or whatever. But please concentrate on what I'm going to be talking about. As we're talking about on a concept, you all must be heard like in the morning we discussed all about who we are, and then like we should download it, we should get it from here and there and all. But how do we share it? You can share. There are many platforms also where you can share it. But how do we make this? So concept maps are basically what I'll be talking about during the day. How to make concept maps. I did share with you a video how to download concept map. I hope most of you must have done it. I assume that most of you must have done it and installed it in your system, because I know two of the people who are working late at night and they had done it, and I hope they will be practicing as we go on. Right, then I'll be sharing my screen that basically we'll be talking about concept map. So let me just tell you what is a concept map. A concept map, basically the whole thing is made up of the knowledge, if we say, is made up of concepts. We have concept of transport, we have concept of many more concepts as we go on. But the whole knowledge is made up of concepts. Just give me a moment to set my screen. It is not showing to you. Yes, now it is showing. Look, I'll just come to that. Yes, now it is showing, because it also shows, it also tells me that it is showing, right? Okay, so basically I'll go to concept maps basically, like made up of concepts and propositions. And as David Asabel had said that whenever we learn a new thing, then we make space out of the old thing. Whatever we have learned, we try to accommodate. The whole concept of, as Priyaji has said, assimilation and accommodation. You learn new things, you accommodate within the existing schemas, and then the new things come in. So meaningful learning, and the learning will be more meaningful and in concept on the concepts we already know. Say, whenever we talk of new things, we try to relate it to the older things the child knows or the learner knows, so that there is a sort of connection. And once the connection is there between the new concept and the old concept, the learning becomes much more effective. And the whole concept of the whole thing of concept mapping was basically when Joseph Lombok in 1970 in Cornell University, he tried to make concept maps like a map in one visual frame. You are trying to show the relationship between the different concepts. This will be more clear as I go ahead. I'll just go ahead, right? The concept is basically a perceived regularity in events or objects, or a record of events. Like you have a concept of cell, shape, equality, of full. I remember an ad. Basically, advertisements, they conceptualize and visualize various things in life. Say in the concept. If you remember, there was an ad by Colgate. Take Colgate and aadha lo. The child see aadha kya hai, and the mother is like at loss as to understand, like make the child understand as to what is aadha, because aadha is a concept. आधा toothpaste होता है, आधा साबुन होता है, आधा packet होता है, and then these are the concepts. So, and then there are hierarchy in concepts. From one major concept, there will be sub-concepts. So, in one visual diagram, when you try to represent it, it becomes a concept map. And proposition, as I said, that all knowledge is concept and proposition. A proposition is a kind of relationship between the concepts. It gives a meaning to the relationship between the concepts, right? If cell is a concept, then the proposition will be organizations are composed of cells, right? Or sorry, organisms are composed of cells, or ship is blue. So you are making relationship between the two. Ship will be blue. Cat has kittens. So have and all and is and are composed of, they become the relational words, the proposition, because they express the relationship between the concepts. So whenever we try to depict in one visual graph, it is known as concept map. So the concept map is a graphical tool for organizing and representing knowledge. In one page, remember when we used to study for exams, we used to note down, okay, this the whole 3 page was summarized in half a page so that it becomes easy for remembering. That was also a graphical representation, a type of. So a concept map includes basically boxes and circles. It can be rectangle also, it can be hexagon also, but the most popular and most the easiest of the things are boxes and circles. And the relationship between the boxes and the circles between the concepts is through connecting line. The relationship between concepts are expressed as propositional statements, right? Is contained, linked to, have, had, etc. etc. Propositions are statements about some naturally occurring object origin. They are meaningful statements that connect to concepts, and generally concepts are always in hierarchy. There will be major concept, out of there will be sub-concepts, sub-sub-concepts, sub-sub-concepts, and they will all be diagrammatically placed in right position so that in one visual picture image, the learner is able to understand the relationship and the hierarchy. If you look at it the other way, it can also be used as a tool for assessment. You must be thinking about online assessment. We talk of online assessment. So why online assessment has to always be a paper and pen, replicating paper and pen? Why it always has to be MCQs, fill in the blanks and things like that? So what happens is you can use these tools like concept map for as a tool for assessment. You can let the learner depict, say suppose you have talked about democracy, or you have talked about equality, or you have talked about something else. Whether they have understood the relationship and the hierarchy of the concepts, you can give an assignment as to make a concept map of democracy, make a concept map of the transport system, make a concept map of OER. So now you will understand how much a learner has understood the concepts. And believe me, even if the concepts are the same, representation and everything will be individual. Like my concept map may not be similar to Madhuri Madam's concept map. It will not be similar to Sharma Ji's or Deepak Ji's or Maitri's. They will not be same. Though it will have the main concept, but the way I do it is my creativity, the way the color and design and all, but the levels will not change. So there are different types of concepts maps, like continuums are there, clustering is there, fishbone maps are there, cycle map, Venn diagrams. Let's take it one by one. Continuum is, as I remember in the first session, I said OER continuum from strict to non-strict. On one side was copyright, right hand side was the copyright, and the left hand side was the free, like public domain. So similarly, there is a continuum, first, second, third, and it goes on. This is also kind of a concept map that the relationship is stepwise. The concepts are stepwise. You first have to learn first, then you have to go to second, then you have to go to third. So this is a way of concept map. Then there's a clustering, which is supposed to be most familiar, most popular. So you have main concept, then that gets divided into concepts, and the one first concept into another one, and then things like that. This is called as a clustering type of concept map. Then there's another kind of concept mapping, which is known as fishbone maps. This is basically used in solving the problem and solution, cause and effect kind of a relationship. So you have cause on one side, and then as you go on both the sides, like a fish bone, if you remember, just try to recall the skeleton of a bone. It has ribs, kind of a bones on both the sides. So you write the detail or the problem, the causes. It could be because of this, like corona. It could be because of tourism. It could be because of people eat non-veg. It could be because of people are not hygienic and things like that. And then you come to result. So this is how fishbone basically are used as a managemental tool also. So this is quite popular in project management, especially and where there is problem solving and cause and effect relationship becomes a part of the knowledge scenario. Then you have cycle maps. This is the cycle map of that is the first process will always be connected to the last step. See, whenever you design a course, you do analysis. You do analysis of the target group. You do analysis of the you do analysis of the target group, the course design and everything. Then on the basis of the analysis, context and everything, you design the course. Then once you design the course, you develop the material for the course. Once you have developed the material, you implement it. And once you have implemented it, you evaluate it as to find the strength and weakness as we go the SWOT analysis. And then again analysis. So whatever you got from your evaluation, strength and weaknesses, that will add to your analysis, that will make a change in your design, and that will do a design change in your development. So everything is like connected. So these are called cycle maps. Then you have Venn diagrams, mammals and aquatic, and there will be few mammals who are aquatic. This is another kind of representation of the concepts in a map kind of a thing, right? Then these are shape arts. Like you have a shape and then you show the hierarchy or the kind of relationship. So plants will be the most as in the base of the pyramid. Then plants are eaten by herbivores. Herbivores will be in between. And herbivores are eaten by the carnivores. Carnivores will be here. And then maybe they'll be omnivores. So this kind of a shape charts are also used as a kind of concept. They are very useful in teaching and research to show the relationship between the concepts. They facilitate understanding, retention, and recall. One is able to see the relationship. So, whenever we say, show us the holistic, tell us the whole thing so we are able to make a sense out of. So they help you making sense out of knowledge. Knowledge and reasoning are better structured. Knowledge is processed and actively revised. You keep on revising. Say if you see that suddenly, no, this is not a sub-concept, this is sub-concept. And you keep on revising, you keep on changing the knowledge schema in your mind, and you come up with the right kind of a knowledge and understanding. Provide cognitive amplification by filtering, allows for reflexive thinking, self-dialogue, and creative association. Since you are making a concept map, you are seeing it from the holistic perspective. So that is why it helps you in self-dialogue and building on creative, as I've just mentioned earlier. Stimulates the exploration and resolution of cognitive conflict. That no, this is a sub-concept, this should not be in this position and all that. So that kind of a cognitive conflict is resolved using concept. So there are many tools available, but the most preferred one which I like to work with is CMAP. And I had requested all of you to have downloaded, and I'm seeing the messages that you have installed and downloaded. And I'm so happy to know that you have done it, because that will help you to try it out, or maybe this will be part of your assignment also, like Raki, and then many others. I'm really thankful to them. Priyadarshini, they're all installed. I'm so thankful for that. So once you've installed this window, you must have seen this window. It is a freeware which is shared by Florida Institute of Human and Machine Cognition. Right? It helps you to construct, navigate, share knowledge. So basically, a very good tool you have downloaded like this. So this once you have downloaded and you go to it, it will show this. This is basically the first node of a concept map. So this is an example of concept map. Like this kind of concept maps build it. Concept map and OER, right? So this is shared by Professor Piley from NCRT. This is attribution. I have attributed this OER to Professor Piley. From where I got it, all these details are there, and he has also put a label here. So acknowledge that I am using it. You see the kind of coloring he has used. So this is kind of a concept map. OER can be of various types. Assignments, graphics, presentation, experiments, curriculum map, all that. And then he is trying to show it in a green color, so that at one look you know that assignment is in types, whereas redistributed reuse is another sub-concept, right? So this by color he is trying to distinguish the sub-concepts also, and that's a beautiful way of making a concept map. As I said, everybody's concept map may be different, both the knowledge and the concepts are the same. This is by Dr. Thiagu from Central University of Kerala. He has also represented OER. And in a different way, though the concepts are same, he's also talking about CC licenses. He also is talking about the types of OERs, but then just his way of representing. That is also right, this is also right. For a teacher, we know that this is also right, that is also right. But maybe when you evaluate, then you make a distinction between the two. But then that is beyond the scope of this particular presentation, so we'll not go into that, what is how we do evaluate. But then concept maps representation can be different individually. Let us try now. I'll go out of this presentation, right? I'll come back to the meeting. I'll come back to the meeting. Yeah, I'll come back to the meeting. Mute myself. I'll stop sharing this. Then I'll share my web browser, Microsoft Edge. It is coming. Yes, it's coming. Okay, this is if we use it online. Otherwise, I'll just a minute. I'll share my. Let me share again. Let's stop sharing this. I'll go and share again. I'll share my. Let's share my screen. Right, and I'll open. If you see, once you've installed, there'll be short logo. See, can you see? CMap tools. A small human skull, kind of a green colored skull.
No, ma'am, screen is not visible.
Yeah, but I'm sharing my screen. Just a minute, it'll open. Just a minute. Give me a time, it will take. Now it is opening. CMap tools, version 6.0.03.01. It is coming. It's coming. Give it a minute. Give it a minute. Now it's clear. Can you see? A screen with lot of CMap tool screen. Yes, right. Thank you. So these are the many maps which we tried in many sessions. I'll just go and take a new map, new C map. So I'll request all of you, when you go and try, Control N. If you are on a mobile, then maybe you can try on your system. But if you are on a system, then maybe you can try. I'll go a little slow. Maybe you can note it. Right? So ये एक screen open होती है. This is one screen, and then I just have to double click on the center. This is the first concept node. This is called a node. N-O-D-E node. So this will be the main one from where we will come to different concepts. So if I take a concept of, say, OER only, OER, right? This is a small node. I want to make it a big node, bigger in size. I can make it as large as I can, but I'm not making it that large. Then if I increase the size of the text, say I want to make it bold, I want to make the color, say, red color. I want to make it, and then I want to increase the size. So I'll go to this, just a minute, it's a palette, style palette. It's like you have in a brush, whenever you do paint and brush, there was a palette with all the colors. So this is that style palette, which you can, okay, I'll just repeat, which you can get it from.
Please repeat how to enlarge the box.
Okay, I'll just say this is file. Go to file. Go to new CMap. right? A new CMap will come and you double click on this, open it and you double click on this, node will come. Right now I've already opened it, so I'm not extending it, but this is how it works. I'll repeat it. I'll repeat the whole process. So wherever you have missed, just mark it, and then I'll just repeat the whole process again. Don't worry, because we are trying in an online medium, so repetition becomes very important important feature, right? So we can increase the size. I'll increase the size of OER. This is 12. I'll want to increase it to 24. Can you see? It has changed. Now, if I want to change this the background color, so I'll just select object and then I'll select the color. So which color will go? Say I'll say orange. Now see, I have changed the tone. Remember when I was talking about Professor 5Es? So there you can change the color, and then anyway you can change the color. Now I want to reduce its size also, so I'll just drag it. One can just drag it like you drag a window on your computer. You can just drag it. Okay, fine. So now you want to, what is OER? OER is the main concept, right? I'll put it here. I can put it anywhere I want. So OER can be of many types, right? Or OER is defined by the Creative Commons license. So what I'll do is, you see these small two arrows, this where my cursor is. When you select a node, नोड पे आप लेफ्ट क्लिक करेंगे तो वो हाईलाइट हो जाएगा, इट विल गेट हाईलाइट and there will be a small box with two arrows pointed arrows will come, right? I'll tell Ravindji, I'll tell you, Dr. Kachin, please install it, then you can try it. I'll tell you from the beginning, but let me just go ahead and then come back. As I said, I'll keep on repeating it. So just let me just start with this, right? So I'll just click on this and I'll drag it. Put your hand on your left cursor, put your hand continuously on left cursor, press करे रहिए, keep on pressing it and take the arrow to whichever side you want. So I want to take it to this side, or I can take it downstairs also, right? So now if you see, I have got another sub-concept and then there is a connecting word, right? So OER has license as, just a minute, huh? OER has licenses. OER has licenses. So what kind of licenses? They are called CC licensing or Creative Commons. Right? Is it okay? I think so. I'll just assume it to be okay. Then again, from Creative Commons, I'll just keep on changing the position so that it can be easily adjusted according to where I wanted this kind of space I have. Then again, if I select Creative Commons, I can see a small box with two arrows, right? Again, I'll just press it with left side of the mouse, left hand, and then drag it further, right? Again, it says Creative Commons. Creative Commons has 6 licenses. Sorry. Just a minute. I'll just, sorry. I'll just do the Creative Commons can be. I'll remove the question marks. Can be 6 types. Right? Play with it. Just get and you can arrange it. Can be of 6 types. Okay? So what are these 6 types? I can say Yeah, it is a general tool and can be used for representing any knowledge in any field, any subject area. You're absolutely right. 6 types. Then again, I'll click. And if you don't, if sometimes you don't want this relational verb, the connecting verb, then what you can do is click on this arrow, and then with the right, with your left hand, just press Shift, the key Shift, and then keep on pressing Shift, and then drag it. Then drag the arrow. Now you see the relational word has not come. By essay. Right? This is how you can do it. Okay, I'll just repeat again for people who are asking me how to do it. Just go to File. You can draw concept maps in MS Word, but the kind of exposure, the kind of extensive mapping it gives you in these tools is not possible in CMap. In MS Word, because in MS Word you must have tried through Smart Art, right? But the moment you add more concepts or more processes or more features to it, it gets shortened. It becomes small and small and small, and sometimes the whole the linking gets defeated. Like it is not, the purpose is not solved, and that is why whenever we talk about concept maps, we try to use the tools which have gone for concept maps only. It is like this tool is dedicated for making concept maps, whereas MS Word has other functionalities also. It gives you basic hierarchical structure or basic kind of a mapping or process showing. But then the kind of extensive feature which is available in any of the concept maps, any concept map tools is not available with the MS Word. So I'll just repeat again. So once you go to a new file, you go to new CMap, right? I'll come to save files after Sinji. I'll come to it. Just give me time. I'm trying to address to all the people. So you go to new concept map, and then once you are there, you this window opens. I'll just try to magnify this window, and then this blank will come. You double click on that, and node is come. Do you recall? I have made like that only. And then this is a style palette through which you can change the text, color, and everything. This you can get through. If I close it, then how do I get it? Oh God, I've lost it. How do I get it? Don't worry. You can go to window and then show style palette. Control T. Once I click on this, I have again gone. So don't worry. This is with all the softwares. I'm not only talking about CMap only, but for any software, don't panic. The first is no. Whenever we go in live, don't lose your confidence. Don't lose your patience. Don't lose your way to go through it. You will get it. You just have to explore it, and then with practice, that explorations becomes very easy. As we all know from learning, education, that is a transfer of learning. Once you have learned on one software, if you know how to work well on MS Word, then in any other office suite, you will be able to pick up within very less time than others. So we can work on this. And once you do it, then again you click on this and you write whatever you want. See, I want to make something on transport, and if I want to change the color of the node on the color of the text. So if I see, I can change it, and I can change the size also. So once if I want to make it, then I'll just select it, and then I'll go to color, and then I'll take what color do I want? I want to say tippy tap. It's like it was selected, object was selected, and I'll just undo it because object was selected. Let's select the font. I'll select the transport font, and then text color. I want it to be green. No, green is not visible. Okay, I'll change the This I'll change the size, I'll change the color of the object. That means background I want to change. I'll select object because background is the object, node is a shape. So no, fishbone kind of diagram cannot be made using this. This is basically only for cleaning out the clustering kind of a thing, or maybe continuum you can make here. So the color can be, say it's green, let me take a dark color. So I'll take the dark color object, I'll take the color, I'll have to select it. Sorry, I forgot to select it. Say I'll take green color. So this is too dark. Then let me take this. Yes, this is better. So I have this transform. So once you have got, you have to select this, and this is a small arrow kind of a thing. I just undo it. You just have to press the left mouse button, and then drag it anywhere. So I'll just drag it here. So the relationship, the transport can be, can be air or air. Now see these two. This is the main concept. This is sub concept. So I'll have to reduce its size. I can reduce its size. It needs little bit of practice, then it will, or I'll increase its size. Both ways I can do. Right? It can be air. Then again, I can take an arrow from this side also. I'll select this, and then so it can be water. It can be it can be road. See, now if I want to suddenly I want it to be down, so again take it down. I'll just bring it down. I can play with it, and that is what is easily allowed without disturbing the whole thing. So now it can be this, and again we can do it, right? So again I want to have further air can be. Then I don't want this kind of relationship. The classifying verb, the classifying proposition can we have. It just got missed. I'll come back again. I'll take the questions. Then we have to press shift, the key shift, and then I have to just drag it and see the in between verb, the classifying verb, the preposition doesn't come here. So this is how you can do it. Let me do. I'll come back to. You want to save right now? Okay, I'll say save. How do we save it? We go and cancel. We go and save. Save CMAP. Control S. So my CMAP comes. So I have to give it a title. So this is transport. Focus question. If your concept map is focusing on some question, so I'll just say how many types of transports? Types of transports. Transport, right? Keywords, if you want to, they'll help you in understanding. Sorry for the spelling errors. Then language, English, author, me, organization, and since I have registered for it using my official email ID drnitj@technique.ac.in. It is taking by default, and that is why it was asking for that registration. If you remember when you tried download it and install, then I'll save it. So now it is saving my scene. So I'll just close this. So now this is my OER, right? So that map, the transport map I saved is saved as transport, as a transport, right? As a CMAP file. So the format there will be a CMAP. Will not be, but then when you are using it in your, say you want to insert this into your presentation, you want to use it as a part of your module writing, you want to include it as a part of your article and all, right? So how do we insert it? You cannot insert a CMAP file in your PPT. That will not work because you know that there are always compatibility issues, right? And then we don't want it to be like that. Then we want it to be as an image. So how do we do it? We'll just go to file. First, it's always best practice for any software. Again, there are certain things I'll be talking about. All the softwares, irrespective of whether it's a CMAP or anything. Just save the original file. This becomes very important when we are working on multimedia files, like a video, an audio, or an image. Save the original files, because if you make any changes, then you can always go to the original file and revise it. But if you do not save the original file and save the other file, like the only image, if you don't save it as a CMAP and you only save it as an image, then you will not be able to come back and revise it as a CMAP. So it's best practice to always save it as a CMAP file. Control, then again I'll say this is an OER in 2020. I'll give you as a name in 2020. Then focus question. Let me not type more, but then you can always type and it will say it is same. Now, then what we do is, if you want to have it as an OER, we want to make it an image and release it as an OER, the way Professor Kylie has done. Then we have to can we add consent? I did not read it because it went and it came and went off. But okay, I'll come again. Export. You go to file. Export CMAP as. You are exporting it as image file, or there are many other options. Let's not go into any other option because they're too complex and not related to us as of now. We'll just do export as an image file, right? It wants us to export. Where do you want to save your file? I'll say desktop because it will be easier for me to show you here. And then file name, it is automatically taken from the CMAP file. And see, it is saving as JPEG file, right? I can save it as JPEG, PNG, BMP. These files can be saved. The most common one which I will say is the JPEG or PNG. Let me save it as a JPEG file because that we usually insert in our PPTs and see. And it's saved. Is exported successfully as JPEG, right? And if I go to my desktop, you will be able to see. Let me just try showing you my desktop. This is not my desktop. This is not my desktop. This is also not my desktop. This is, I was trying something with the camera, but it was not working anymore. Let's forget that. So we have a file called OER. Here it should be. See, there's a file. And if I open this file, it is a photo, as you can see from here. It is a photo and it is that. It's taking time, because of the bandwidth and so many issues. But this is an OER. You can see this is a photo. Photo means image, picture, JPEG file, right? And this can be inserted in any of the your PPT or any place, and you can also release it. But obviously, this is not good enough to be released as anything. But anyway, you can do it, right? So let's add the few more, and then we can go ahead. You can, if you have installed it, you can also try developing it, or others who have not been able to install it, they can go ahead with me, noting down the steps, and then they can try a little later. So 6 types. I'll come back to this. This needs a little of trick in the sense. This again I have done now. I have to press Shift and then do it. CC by SA NC. Right, I have to give some space or a hyphen. CC by SA. I'll just give space by SA by NC. Then we have another type, which is, I'll take it this side, CC by ND. Then we have another one, right? And then we can say, again, I forgot to press the Shift button. This is CC by NC. CC by NC. Right, these are 5. One more I have missed. Let me remember. Yes, one more I have missed. Oh, I again forgot to press the Shift. So this happens with everyone. Yeah, I've been working with this for long, but then somehow it's slip of mind. I'm not able to install Curly Guide? Sure, I'll help you once I do it. How to draw without the preposition? Okay, I'll just tell you again. Okay, let me just undo this so that I can show you again. I'll just delete this. You click on the note, then you have this arrow, and then with the left cursor you are extending it. With the other hand, with the free hand, you press Shift, H-I-F-T, the button just above the control. So keep on pressing Shift with one finger, and then with the right hand, I'm a right-handed person, so I'm saying right hand. If somebody is left-hander, then please contextualize accordingly. With your left cursor, just drag it, right? Drag it and leave both the buttons. The Shift button, take your finger away from the Shift button and then take your finger away from the mouse. Okay, now this has come without the preposition. So now by the time, it has given me time to remember which one I had missed. CC, I, ND, NC. Right now I have all the 6. Okay, so now this again we can go ahead. So now again, if OER can be, this was one aspect of OER. The OER can be, if I say it can be of, I'll just take again, then it can be, it can be text, right? It can be, sorry, just a little bit of, I have installed it but not visible on the desktop. Just where you see the icon for this small skull kind of a green colored scale with nodes, that is an icon for concept map. C map. You just click on that, you will get it. So what I have missed, I'll miss something. Just a minute. It can be, I'll just again do it. It can be an image, right? It can be an video. It can be an audio. And see, I have not changed the color as of now, but I can always go and change the color. See, if I want to change the color of this, I'll just go. What did I selected? I selected object, right? Color, I'll change it to say this. I'll have to select this, go to color, change the color. See, I'll go and change the color of each and every one. Or what I can do the other ways, I can select both of these, go and change the color together. Right? So this is how you can do. Okay, so this is one is able to make this. Then there are certain things, there are other available, like you can annotate also. See, if you want to annotate, you select annotate. Okay, just a minute. My cursor was here. So if I'm working, say audio, so I can say audio file should be small, and sorry, please excuse my typo errors. This is one, when I want to do it fast, it happens. So really sorry. Audio file should be small and in MP3. My email ID. So when 2 or 3 people or many people are working together, as we said that these all technologies favor collaboration. So you see, Dr. Madhuri comes in and she said, okay, who has no, audio file can also be in MP3. But who said only MP3? It can be in, say, in any other format also. So then she can say, okay, this is Nisha who has written it, and then maybe she can like correct it or add to it. So that is basically collaboration. So when I go there, I'll see that, okay, Dr. Madhuri has done it. So I'll just talk to her and then we collectively we come. That is how knowledge building is also done. We all know, through collaboration, through constructive discussion and all that. So this is a feature of annotation is also possible here. So I'll just repeat, go to tools and annotate. Right. So you go to annotate, say, let me annotate on video. I'll go to tools. Sorry. This is screen share has Share, Dr. Amit, please don't share the screen right now. Let me share the screen. Give me 2 minutes. I'm sharing my screen again. Just a minute.
An open part again.
Dr. Amit, please don't share. Give me the privilege of being the resource person today. You can be another day, or when we do it for the participants. Okay, let's do it. I'm going to. Yeah, my screen has come. Thank you so much. Okay, so this is how you do it. So video, you select the node on which you want to annotate. Go to tools, annotate. Right?
It is not
annotate, select video files. Video file size should be small. Right? This is very important. Size should be small. Right? And if you are on a platform, it can be, it should be streaming is also important. All that has to be there. So annotation is there. So once you know, you can annotate. Suppose when you are trying to when you're trying to use it and show it in a, like, show that all these are together, then what you do is you have a tool for nested node. Right? So once I select nested nodes, and then I'll go to nested nodes. It will say create. So all these will be, sorry, video has also come here. I didn't even want to here. I'll just go back. Okay, this video is here. I'll just bring it here. Let me, this is a bit of arrangement which has to be. This comes with experience. And then since I'm working on it, still sometimes it happens, so don't worry. Whenever you're working on it, just select these. Control लेफ्ट हैंड से कंट्रोल पे फिंगर रखिए, कंट्रोल को दबाए रखिए, और राइट हैंड से लेफ्ट क्लिक से यू सिलेक्ट ऑल दीज. जब तक आप कंट्रोल नहीं दबाएंगे, इफ यू डोंट कीप ऑन प्रेसिंग कंट्रोल, ऑल विल नॉट बी सिलेक्टेड. विद लेफ्ट कर्सर ओनली वन विल बी सिलेक्टेड. This is basically we do it. So when we select all, then we go to tools and we go to nested nodes. Nested nodes create. Right? So this is how it is created. What is the advantage of this is, and can you see a small double arrow here? This, if you click on this, just see what happens if you click on this. Please observe, right? And then see, all those are, it's like packaging 6 things together in one node so that this becomes neater. I'll show you how neat it is, but then you have to write it again 6 times. That is the only thing you have to do. 6 types. See, I'll do it again. I'll repeat for audio, video, and all. So please look at it carefully. I'll just select the ones audio, image, text, and video, and then I'll just go to tools, then nested node. Nested node create. Right? See, just created. This is like these are highlighted in a single color, and a small double arrow comes. Right? I'll just click on this and see this is come. So you can see can be. It is again a types only. Types or types. Let me type types only. Okay, so if I expand on this, it will open effect. So what happens is, if you're teaching, if you're using CMAP or you're trying to explain to your learners, this gives you a very good platform to do it. I'll show you another feature of it just in a few minutes. You'll appreciate, I think, more about it. What you do is you talk about OER. Say, suppose I am starting your class on OER again, say first session. So OER, I'll talk about OER, and then I'll say that the OER can be of two major, it can be broadly into two major sub-concepts. One is on the basis of licenses. It has got Creative Commons licenses, and the other is on the type of the material or the type of media. Let me see, type of media. Right. So this shows very clearly there are only two nodes for a child learner to understand who doesn't know about OEM. Then we'll say, okay, let us talk about the licenses which can be of 6 types. So I am only opening 6 type of licenses on the screen so that there is no overloading of the information on the screen. Please appreciate, please think about it. As a learner, when you are bombarding with too many concepts, then the child gets like he or she is not able to understand. The learner is not able to understand. It's like when we, especially in open education, we call it cognitive overload. There's a cognitive overload. To reduce and streamline that cognitive overload, we are trying to list the nodes so that they can be unlisted only at the time of explanation, and the rest of the time it is not there to distract the learner. Okay, so this is again, and then I'll say, okay, it is of 6 types. I'll click on this and the box opens and I have this very beautiful thing. Even if I have made it, I'm using it. Excuse me for that, but it's like the explanation, it opens up. Right? And if I don't want, say, I have explained the 6 types, I don't want learners to distract and focus on this, I'll just close it. So now, learners, let us talk about who we are in the context of media, the types of media. So now media opens, you explain audio, video, and all. So the kind of opportunity for explanation this tool gives is like something which is worth mentioning, and then I really appreciate it, and sometimes I do use it in explanations, right? So this is how you can make a concept map. You can go adding into it, and then it can be right. I hope this is till this point I'm clear. I'm waiting for your messages. Pause for 10 seconds. Will this work in JPGS scenes? No, this no. You have to understand this. This is a dynamic system, right? And when you are saving it as a JPEG file, you are converting a dynamic system into a static system, into a static image. So this kind of working within a JPEG file will not there. But then once you are using this and you are using your software, you have CNAP, you have made it just open rather than PPT, because sometimes you often read that PPT is in sort of overused presentation tool. So you can use it as to bring novelty into your teaching. Even as a presentation tool, you can use it. You can use it as a teaching tool. You can use it as an assessment tool. Right? So, okay. So this is how we do it. Then there is another beauty. I'll just close this. Right? There's another tool we can use it, which is, as I told you, this is called a presentation builder. So go to tools, right? And then you select the presentation builder. Once you have selected the presentation builder, you see a window has opened. This is presentation builder. So we do some okay. Just right. So I'll just show you. I think this presentation. Yeah. One of these. Let me just see. The one I was doing it. Right. So what you do is, this is an empty presentation and these are 4. If you just click on this, it will tell you what is its function, right? If I click on this button, if I just over my mouse over this, it will tell you. It copies the selected slide and adds selected CMAP elements to it. Then what is this button for? I'll hover it. Add selected CMAP items to a new slide. Then what is insert selected CMAP items to the selected slide. then again updates the selected slide. So all this. So this is a presentation. You can make a presentation. This is an empty presentation, right? If you want to add something, say on the first slide, you only want OER to be visible. So just select an OER, just select the OER and then add a slide. The first slide, the one new slide will only have OER written to it. Okay. So when you are making, then after that you want it to open, the next slide should have OER, right? I'll select this. Then you have to select the arrows also and the linking words also. The second slide you want to have till this portion. Then you add to the next slide, right? In the third slide, you want to say all the things, and then you want, I'll just select these one by one. All the arrows and all can be of 6 types. This is my third slide, right? In the fourth slide, I want these 6 types to open. So I'll just like press Control from my left hand and then maneuver from my mouse and click. I have to select each and every node and arrow. Sorry, I'm not paying attention to the chat box as of now, please, because I'm trying to work on this. Then I add on new slide, right? So, but in the next slide, I don't want the Creative Commons to be there. Or maybe I want the Creative Commons to be there, but I don't want these to be there. So what I'll do is select OER as licenses till this only, and then I'll go to this, and then I'll select audio, then I'll select all these together, I'll select, because I have not made many hierarchy, right? So I'll just do this, right? And now this is the presentation, right? I want to preview the presentation. So let me preview the presentation. So if I'm explaining in the class or in a meeting or in a colleagues, in a conference, and I'm using my system and I have CMAP installed, this is one of the ways in which you can say your things. Say OER. So we'll talk about OER in the next slide. I'll click on next slide now. So OER is basically defined as licenses which are basically Creative Commons. It was given by Larry Racing in 2001 and is one of the most robust of the licenses and blah, 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 whatever about your creative license you can say. Then once you have said about Creative Commons, you go to the next slide. So the Creative Commons can be of 6 types. See how the knowledge and the concepts and the sub-concepts are unraveling in front of you. So it becomes easier for the learner or the audience to grasp what you are saying. There is no cognitive overload. So this is one way of building presentation. Yes, if you say it will not run on PPT, it will not run on any other platform than the CMAP. But if you have a CMAP tool in your machine or in your office machine, who stops you for using it as a presentation? The simplest is the CC BY, which is Creative Commons attribution. The next one is CC by SA, Creative Commons attribution and share alike, right? So this is of Wikipedia and RROER, then CC by ND, that means they cannot be any derivative, it will be as it is. Then CC by NC, you can make changes, but you cannot use it non-commercially. Then CC by SANC, that means it cannot be used commercially, but that has to be shared alike with the others. Then CC by NDNC, which says that attribute to PGA, you have to attribute, but it cannot have derivations, it cannot be used commercially, right? It cannot be sold. So okay, I have explained it. Yes. Now how do I go to the next slide? Next slide. See, this is all because it was nested. I can just complete it and I had not selected it. So it has come like this. So I'll go and explain OER, the types of media, audio, image, text, and so this is how you can make a presentation using presentation builder. So if I don't want to